Why are helicopter blades so flimsy? Hello, welcome to the channel. Hope you're all well. Very quick video here. So a question I get asked on a regular basis by members of the general public is, why are helicopter blades so flimsy? Why do they flap around all over the place? It seems as if they're going to break at any minute. Well, that's true, right? So they do look very flimsy. The reason is because they're structured to be so. They're structured to be able to flex in terms of their structure, in terms of their design, aerodynamic design as well. A helicopter blade in rotation, in full rotation, is actually relatively stiff, and by centripetal and centrifugal forces it actually holds the blade out quite stiff and quite rigid. But also there's going to be a gradual upturn of the blade towards the tip when it's under load, aerodynamic load. But in its rotation there's going to be some what we call flapping, some twisting of the blade, and there's going to be a difference of the blade in its rotation. So unless that blade is able or designed to flex, it would break up very quickly. So that's why the blade has to be engineered, it has to be designed to flex. So in its rotation, they are, relatively speaking, rigid. But there's still, if you had to look at it in slow, you had to have a slow motion film of the blade in its rotation, you would actually see a lot of flexing along the length of the blade, let alone the actual the feathering, the twisting, or what we call the up and down movement of the blade in terms of flapping, or the forward and backwards movement in terms of lead lag. Now, a lot of that movement depends on the design of the helicopter, can be taken up by lead lag hinges, flapping hinges, and obviously the twisting movement when you're making collective and cyclic inputs. However, in some blades, a lot of that is also taken up within the blade itself. So it really depends on the helicopter design, on the main rotor design, how flexible these blades are going to be. So in terms of slow rotor RPM, when we're just starting the rotor, starting the engines, and slowing them down when we're shutting everything down, that's when we can see a lot of flex on the blades, a lot of flapping up and down especially. And that's where people have that general opinion, thought, wow, these blades are really flimsy. And the reason is because there's no centripetal centrifugal force that's pulling the blades out rigid. There's no aerodynamic load on the blades as well that's holding them out like so. So that's why there can be a very flimsy look to the blades. It's also one of the most dangerous times for helicopter pilots in terms of the structure of the helicopter, because we've got to make sure that the wind and any people nearby are factored for. So obviously we don't want anybody nearby when we're starting and shutting down the main rotors. We've got to make sure that people are away, because these blades can swing quite low or stoop quite low when they're in their slow rotation as well. We've also got to make sure that the wind speed isn't exceeded for the particular type of helicopter, because especially at slow speed there could be excessive flex on the blades caused by the wind, excessive flapping, and that could create extra stress on the blades. But also in some cases blades can contact the tail boom, and there could be damage there as well. So there's lots of issues with slow blade flight for starting and shutdown, so we've got to be very mindful of that. And that's why maintaining rotor RPM in flight is so critical within a certain band. And it depends on the helicopter as well, not only for aerodynamic effect, maintaining the lift and maintaining a minimum drag on those blades, but it's also to maintain that rigidity of the blades as well, so they're out horizontally, let's say, and not flexing up too much, which would mean a dramatic reduction in lift, and in some cases we could lead to blade separation as well. So there's lots of things in terms of retreating blade stall, which comes into effect as well. But in terms of the flimsiness of the blades, yes, they are designed to be so. They're designed to be looking flimsy, but in reality, that flimsiness is what makes the helicopter so effective, and it enables the aerodynamic effect to be and it enables the aerodynamics of the helicopter to work in many ways. So there we go. If you like what I do here, keep on watching, and I'll catch you again. Bye now.